Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, and obstacles in our lives, as well as the self-improvement process to reach the highest goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves as well as those around us. If you have a brief introduction, brief summary as to break down the project into domains of life, subspheres, and so on and so forth, you check out the previous lessons for the past 3.5 years here to January 2021. What I'm going to do is just solve 9.0 over right now, which means a rule to break all of the rules and skip the introduction completely and entirely. If you want a synopsis, you can check it out on previous live streams. Like I said, we have a lot to cover in the next 2 hours or so. I gotta make it to read a message, something for one of my cousins. And there's a lot of content to get through today. Lots of inventory. Take a look on screen. What you see is what you get. Lots of food, lots of nutrition, lots of inventory, materials, and new purchases. So lots of commentary and storytelling over that as well. And probably one of the most key highlights I have to pull up isn't even a collage of items here, but it's this audio recording. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. Let's start with the audio recording since that's the first one that was born. It does say in the title something along the lines of family and fun, and so it says family and fun 3x15. So 3x15 standing for 3 different departments at the workplace. All the people at the workplace are like my family to me. Of course, I feel like I really have managed to piss off a lot of people. I've been such an asshole over the years. Yeah, and that's why I resigned. But for some reason, it's like my perception does not match reality. And while certainly I have managed to not get along with everybody, that's just inevitable. The fact is, it's certainly not as bad as I thought it was, and a lot of people wanted me to stay. I went there today, basically 3 different departments, and there's like, at least in my department, 10 different people showing up saying that they really miss me. Even just for a week, they need me, they want me there, and telling me, and I've been filling in on what's going on in the backdrop, and how there's a lot of issues, and how I'm actually safe now. I'm no longer in danger. No longer, my biological father is no longer a threat to my safety as it once was. And there's a lot of stuff to do with my biological mother. So that's been sort of sorted out, and we had a lot of catching up. And I wanted to see whether or not I went to workplace to see whether or not I was actually having a realistic perception of other people and the way that they view me. Turns out that, again, I'm incredibly harsh on myself compared to the reality of the situation. I thought they would be happy to see me gone, but making it to the workplace day, it made it very clear that they were crying actually when I was gone, because they were worried about me, and that was touching. And that's in my department. But outside my department, the guys out there were understanding as well, from shipping and receiving to some of the people in the office. So it's just very interesting trying to get this reality check when it comes to myself. Something else that's covered in this voice recording has to do with employment. So just some a resume that an application for my biological mother, helping her to get a job, something that she missed out on. She asked me a question, sorted that out, as the job was no longer available, and I showed her some stuff. So we'll talk about that later on in the stream, but probably the next one, not this one. This live stream right now, the first one, first back to back, but honestly it's the second of 3 live streams today. So this one has a lot to do mostly with groceries. So let's just cover it in some vague detail here. I'm going to try to expand and see which one has the greatest impact here. So it seems to be the one on top, on the bottom, on top right. So let's start here. You can see a lot of McDonald's receipts. In the middle there has to do with, I thought this was hilarious actually. It has to do with my cousin. And the way Facebook messages is like, I don't want to hear from so-and-so ever again. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, no, I do want. I would like to get in touch with her. That's nice. Alright, so, I've never met her before, even though she's my cousin. Alright, here we have some stuff here on the right-hand side. Traveling over to a shopping mall nearby. And so there's a lot of stuff. We'll cover them one by one. At the very top left, again, this is the collage, right? Again, going outdoors, sitting outdoors. Seeing, waiting and camping out. There's a little bit of backstory to that. We have some stuff here, materials that I found were familiar. Some apple pie, once again, eating out. Equipment for recon, scouting out equipment for potentially the live stream, the Ahn Rho Project itself. And then some stuff up here in general, having to do with food, nutrition, restocking on food. So let's just run through them one by one, and then I'll do a phase 3 physical cover up down here, physical. So I'll go down here and I'll actually move around some stuff in region B, 1, and 3. So let's start off with the food and the photography section. Okay, I'm scrolling down. What do I see? I see this. Okay, so like I said, going throughout the mall, I was interested. For the first time, I was actually early enough. That was like 8:30 in the morning. And you can see it's a dead empty, 10 rooms. But you can enter. It was nice to walk inside. Maximum capacity 193 people. You know, a bunch of these posters for COVID-19 and so on and so forth. Here's a sport check that I want to check out because there's no pun intended. Inside there's a pair of Zetra rollerblades that I want to purchase, but over on Amazon you can't test them, obviously, right? So I said I wanted to try it out inside, but I forgot. Now there's a hiring sign over there. The sport check actually, it says 193 people. That's not for the entire mall. Then outside, I just left. I walked outside to go through a different entrance, get a breather. And I noticed that there was fire trucks over the side. So it was interesting. There was a whole block worth of fire trucks. I don't know what kind of emergency happened. Then dropped by downstairs into McDonald's, and I picked up some grub for kind of my lunch. That's why I had lunch at about 8:30 in the 9:30 in the morning. So breakfast is around like maybe 5 a.m., 4 a.m. today. I woke up real early, so it was like 3:30, 4:30 a.m. I had breakfast. So I don't want to hear from. This is hilarious. Like I said before, I left for that kind of trip. It says I don't want to hear from blah. I thought that was that was hilarious. I had a really good kick out of that. Just seeing that on the Facebook kind of notifications. No, I do, but just how curt it was just kind of stunned me. I thought that was it was funny. It was really funny. So taking a look out here, we turn around. We're back to the mall. Turning around, we see outlook from. We're looking outside from the mall on the inside, and I thought it was a really nice contrast of sun glare. Usually I'm not that early in the morning. In the past year I've always managed to be late. We had receipts here from McDonald's here on the backdrop. I'm not showing the other side, obviously. Then we have the packaging itself. So 5-item purchase. So you take a look at the title, it does say something along the lines of $35. 2 different locations, $35. McDonald's I purchased 5 plus 10 from Walmart is 15, so that's why it's 2 by 15, or 35 by 15, $35, 15, and they're all class 1 items. I purchased them myself. So you see here 5 items from McDonald's. So one is a combo, so really technically 2 items. The combo came with a hash brown plus a bacon egg McMuffin, so that's that, and then also a Earl Grey tea with 2 creams. So after that, there was also, you can see it all open, stacked on the side. There's also 2 apple pies, which is actually one purchase. $1, 2 apple pies. $1.79 after tax, probably $2. And you can see it oozing out really nice texture. This is something I could shout onto Yelp or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. It's for the future. Not all that important when it comes to food, just for breakfast here. So that's what I had. Again, very nice. Wholesome breakfast. I haven't had breakfast in a while. So we move on later on into the day, and I take a hike over to a different mall. Take the bus over to a different mall on the other side of town or city, and we go through Walmart, and there's these tripods and this stuff like the vlogger kit. I didn't buy it, obviously. This is just recon. Same thing with the tripod. Just scouting out some items, seeing if there's anything new here that might be useful. None of them are. I'm thinking of getting something that is tall. It's like a stand. Think of like a clarinet stand, an instrument stand, you know, for the music stands, right? Something like that tall to at least chest height, and then a clip on a phone, and then hopefully that stand's supposed to be mobile as well, has wheels on it, so I can move it around. So otherwise, it's not very useful. These are all like, you know, maybe like 1 foot high. It's not useful at all. So at Walmart, we also made some purchases of like these spoons I needed to restock on. But then also really interesting was this utility safety knife, a box cutter really, for about $10, Swiss tacked. I noticed that basically this brand is of one that I used. The design is actually exactly like that of the one I used to see at from Dollarama, a dollar store up here. And I realize now that's why they don't sell in Dollarama anymore. It's probably copyrighted. Okay, and then so they probably have a little spiff. Alright, anyways, back to here, we have all this bread here on the side, and I noticed there's this prebiotic bread that I tend to buy from No Frills, so a little bit more expensive. $2 becomes $2.80, so I didn't buy it, but anyways, that's something I usually buy at No Frills. And then we have here some comparisons. So this is me just scouting out food. So banana, chocolate chip cake, didn't buy it. It just had too much sugar. I just showed nutritional information right now. Same thing with the cakes here. These pies down here, ridiculous. A single small pie has 20 grams of sugar. Are you nuts? Over here we have these reading glasses, not appropriate for me, but I just thought it'd be interesting to look at the styles and the pricing. And then we have glucerna bars as I passed by Shoppers Drug Mart. I did not buy anything from Shoppers Drug Mart, whether it's these chips or the glucerna bars. I just scouting out. And then finally I sat down. When I was coming back, I was sitting down outside around my kind of neighborhood waiting for one of the people within my res to leave. Like I said, 5 different tenants inside, well, 4 tenants and 1 landlord inside the household. So that's that, and here's the receipt for Walmart. Of course, the purchases. There's still some stuff here that I want to showcase. Here is Brazilian nuts, so high on selenium, and then we have these pecan halves. So again, $7, $8. I thought they were interesting, and almond flour. So Joe's Tasty Travels brand. Again, very useful, nutritious protein sources. We have about 3.5 minutes left, so I'm going to show you the collage of the food at McDonald's and so on and so forth. So you can see all the apple pie and stuff like that. All together, here's another collage of the Swiss tech knife, as well as the almond flour. Very good for baking. You see the receipt at the very top there. And then we have, of course, the thumbnail. And I think that's kind of everything for now here. Right, here's once again up there all the kind of stuff having to do with the glucerna bars, and then the rest of the content I'll cover in the next live stream. So I'm going to try and get rid of this, and we're going to move into phase 3, which is, as I said, physical in nature. I want to mention very briefly, before we get into that, I want to mention segment 8 we're going to do in this live stream, and just say that in fitness, I want to mention something very briefly that I used the washroom repeatedly, almost like 3-4 times over the course of the day. So you can see right here, it's like just tracking almost 5 days. The past 5 days I would go at least 2 or 3 times to the washroom, taking a dump. So it's like I'm eating enough fiber. That's the main point. So back on track here. I want to showcase, so phase 3, right, the room itself. So I want to say this is region A8, A9. So I just want to mention there's some trash here that I ate from coming back. Some of the food that I just purchased. We had 2 receipts here, like I said, from McDonald's and Walmart, $35 purchase. Stash it over here onto the side, region A6, after having documented everything on the database. Down here, over here, region B3 and B1 and 2 have merged. So all this stuff was down here in the luggage bag, but I moved up here. All this food here having to do with the mini samosas, the banana plantain chips. We have this walnuts, as well as some roti, and some snack food inside as well too. So I kind of moved it all up here because largely speaking, I didn't have space. I needed to take that to work, take that to get more groceries, clean this bag. Underneath, I should mention this Damsamyu, so basically Buddhist temple. This bag is reusable bag, so I thought I was gonna put up here region C1. No, it's not. I'm gonna move it to the backdrop over here, region C2, inside that crate where all the reusable bags are. So it's a mooncake bag. So now I've covered that. I want to get down here in the next minute. I want to cover everything. There's about 20 items here, I believe, 10 items. So first of all, we have these plastic spoons. So I'm going to move it to the side here, say it belongs to their region A7, off stream, of course. We also have bananas. So we purchased a bunch of bananas, as usual, for groceries, just potassium and fiber. Leave it here for now. Extra spare bag. Like I said, all this food here is not supposed to belong in region B1 or 2. It's supposed to be belonging over here in region D1. So I'll place it all on top if I have space, or leave it in a luggage bag. We have about 45 seconds left. So Kashmiri damo, so some ingredients that I would use for a sandwich. Same thing here, dalbiji. So both of these packages move up there if I have any space in region A7. Same thing with all the drinks here. So we have 2 kind of coconut drinks. So this stuff usually belongs up there in region A7. Ooh, kind of dropping. 10 seconds left. There's more of these keto clusters, nuts, almonds, and stuff like that. And I'll have to continue this next live stream, but that's okay. The point is, most of this is covered, and we'll do this in maybe about